Hello and welcome to our last session before Christmas and before the new year. It's Michael, Kate and Sally here again, just sharing our thoughts on leadership and organisations as we see them during the pandemic and more generally. It's been an absolute pleasure to share some of our thoughts over the last 6 to 9 months and hopefully you've enjoyed them. We certainly know from the feedback that we've got that it's been valuable to people. So let me quickly ask some of my colleagues. Kate, how are you feeling at the moment? What are you feeling? What are you observing around the world?
Well, what I'm observing is people feeling maybe they've got a bit of light at the end of the tunnel with the vaccine on the horizon. Also, we've got a Christmas break. But of course, parallel to that is still lots of uncertainty. I think a lot of the people I'm working with are quite exhausted. There seem to be maybe some cracks showing in terms of some team relationships and some tensions there. So I think I'm noticing that, and I'm noticing in myself that I'm actually quite looking forward to having a break, downing tools. And I know lots of people won't be able to do that, but I think this idea of having some renewal time, not quite the same as rest, but actually making sure that I'm using my energy differently so that I come back refreshed for the new year.
Yeah, I'm certainly picking up some cracks in teams and team relationships at the moment. I'd certainly come in and agree with that. Sally, how are things for you at the moment?
Well, things for me personally are very good, thank you. But one of the things I've noticed, same as Kate really, is I'm getting a bit tired, I have to say. It's been an interesting and very challenging year. And I don't think I'm alone in recognising, as I look back, that perhaps I haven't taken as many breaks as I should have, didn't have a summer break, worked all the way through. And I know that's the same for lots of people. But I'm also observing with some of the teams that I'm working with a real work intensification, you know, people rolling out of bed in the morning, and those that are working from home and who aren't commuting, logging on straight away. And I had one person say to me this week, if I'm not showing my little green light on MS Teams, I'm almost feeling a sense of guilt. And so people are just tied to the desk when they're working from home, obviously, just working harder and harder. The great thing about that is the upside is lots of organizations are reporting they're actually delivering now. You know, they're being productive, they're meeting their key performance indicators, and they're wondering if that means that, oh, we're there, we're sort of through the other side. But I'm not so sure. But the one thing that I did want to mention is one of the things that cheered me up this week was I came across a new word. It's a beautiful word from the 15th century, and it's called re-spair, the opposite of despair. So respair apparently means to have fresh hope and to look for recovery. And it's definitely a word that I'm going to take with me over Christmas and start using more and thinking about.
Yeah, and I'm conscious that not everybody takes a 2-week break at Christmas, and some people have only a few days off, and some people will be working during the Christmas period. But you know, I think the message from us is definitely that need for rest, for relaxation, to recharge your batteries. And love that word, Respair. Never heard of it before, so I'm going to figure out ways to drop it in the conversation and see if anybody notices it. What should the focus? So I guess the message is, you know, look after yourself and don't feel guilty for doing that. Just take the break and give people permission to take the break. Allow your colleagues to switch off as well. What should the new year be like? You know, if we were saying to colleagues and managers, what do you do in the first week of the new year for people?
Well, certainly I think what will be crucial from a leadership perspective is a fresh rallying cry, if I can come up with another R.
Yes, there's been quite a few. Where so far I've got rest, relaxation, Respair. Yeah, we got them all going on this morning. Great.
Well, definitely over Christmas, it's going to be hopefully a bit of renewal, a bit of refocusing. But as we go into the new year, and maybe this is something that we can talk about in another video, I would really be encouraging leaders to think about a new rallying cry, something that's really going to get people inspired and energized, to have, you know, get them ready to go into 2021. I hope with hope and optimism. Yes. But they need the leaders to really be role modeling the fact that they have been refreshing themselves over Christmas and getting them ready for a rally forward in January and February.
And I'd certainly concur with that. I've seen a lot of organizations almost get complacent that, you know, we're through this, or we are where we are. And I think those organizations that have been successful have had a rallying cry for the last 9 months. And I think absolutely January 21 is time to refresh that rallying cry, or come up with a different one, because this isn't going away. This pandemic, this setup is going to be with us for a considerable long period of time yet. Kate, what would your message for early January be?
Yeah, it's really similar, I think, to what you said, building on what you're saying about the rallying. There's something about people have been in the moment, dealing with what's in front of them, and using their energy on the moment. And I think there's something about actually, how do we reflect on where we need to go next? Because that's what we're missing at the moment, is that future focus, and how do we make sure we're prepared for a longer term, rather than the immediate term.
Yes.
So it's taking some time, as I say, so the reflective practice is always really important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, that's us. Have a fantastic break. Enjoy your time with your family, with your friends, in small groups, of course. Enjoy the break. We will see you very early in January 2021. From myself, have a very happy Christmas and a very calm and quiet New Year. And I'm sure that my colleagues would like to join me in similar greetings.
Yeah, happy Christmas all.
Yeah, happy Christmas, and see you next year.
Take care.